Hey guys, I'm here to get into Hereditary, which was directed by Aster, released in the year 2018. And this is just a uniquely twisted masterpiece. And this honestly remains my favorite Aster project to date. I saw this in theaters and I was instantly stunned by this as a mesmerizing masterpiece that really successfully evolves a lot of what I've noticed about guys, people like Robert Eggers, Stanley Kubrick, and Roman Polanski, particularly. It just feels like it's this gradual, slow burner psychological breakdown of something of a supernatural horror force. And it's very slow paced. It's perfectly original, and it feels like the second viewing holds up even better. I had a pretty recent rewatch of this, and the home aesthetic just feels uniquely rich and alive and very countryside depiction, with a consistently unsettling feeling that remains just disturbing and thrilling all throughout. Very mind-bending depiction of horror, in depth of just feeling really anxious and claustrophobic, and just seeing all that kind of just go to a downward spiral, basically. And a very awkward kind of atmosphere all throughout. I love Toni Collette, and she just really stands out in this timeless performance. Just one of the most intense, detail-oriented projects I've ever seen. Toni Collette, again, it can't be stressed. It's one of the best performances I've ever seen from her, and this whole project just conveys a lot of raw chaos and around depths of insanity and emotional depth. And it's just one of the most terrifying horror films I've ever seen. It's one I almost like only want to rewatch once every few years because the impact is actually so loud in this film. This is just such a uniquely twisted kind of masterpiece. Very, just very close up in a sort of unique level. It's just sort of like almost like somehow it almost has this ancient kind of atmosphere about it, even around like an American suburban, like a countryside American like family house in a lot of ways. And also just conveys this tone and atmosphere here that's just. It's really unlike anything else. So, I mean, it's just so much really has to take in these dynamics. And it just holds up timelessly, really. It just leaves me feeling something very intimidating, very, like, claustrophobic. But ultimately, it's just exciting to see something like this made also. Like, it really almost feels like an old school kind of foundation. There's been particularly a lot of, like, those aforementioned directors. And it's very influential. It goes to darker places than you ever expect it to. It's uniquely very dark. It's very unpredictable, and those moments are genuinely very haunting and unsettling, you could say. So, yeah, Aster just really knocks it out of the park with this original masterpiece, and this is just never seen anything quite like it. Honestly, it is very original, and it kind of feels like maybe just a lot of what you always want to see out of a great horror masterpiece, which is just kind of an endless sort of just fascination around like a horror perspective on life. And it kind of just elevates you to that by watching it, just thinking about it in a lot of ways. And I think that this is like a very strange and creepy kind of film. And again, I think the tone that also is masterful in the old school kind of projections, again, mentioning kind of like the Stanley Kubrick, Polanski, and Eggers perspective, is that it's like ultimately very disturbing and creepy. It always allows anything, like a little bit of dark comedy in there also. And I think that always enhances the overall influence a lot. Screenplay is just masterful at conveying a very mysterious kind of story, and it's very over the top, very top notch, and just flooring from start to finish. Really, I mean, some just masterpieces of acting, characterization, cinematography. It just all really holds up in ways that are just uniquely alive. Really, and it's a great horror film, and it just really defines just just witnessing something just completely overwhelmingly messed up. You could say, like. Kind of a dreamy outlook on life and having just everything about it just taken away slowly but surely. It's really a fantastic horror depiction. That's one of the best I've ever seen. And it just simply goes strongly recommended for just if you want to just see an ultimate kind of slow burner depiction for horror, it goes strongly recommended. It'll like hit you at a very visceral kind of levels, which is just that's the mastery of Aster right there. This is one of the absolute best. So this gets strongly recommended.